Breaking on 4 News Now at 6, a wildfire burning about 10 miles outside of Cheney is forcing families from their homes. We are live on the scene with the latest as crews battle the flames.
We have team meteorologist coverage on the current weather conditions that are allowing these fires to spread and the impact the smoke will have on our air quality.
And a family is now suing the Meade School District over allegations of student hazing, including assault. We uncovered court and school records of these incidents and will explain why at least one student is now battling depression and what will happen to the students accused. You're watching 4 News Now at 6. And we begin once again with breaking news. Here is a live look of the fire burning west of downtown Spokane off of Government Way in the Palisades Park area. Spokane County Fire District 9 says it's burning about 5 acres right now. Our Jordan Smith is on the scene gathering information. We hope to have a live report from him very soon. Now, also breaking tonight, here is a live look of the Columbia Basin fire. This one is burning near Cheney, and it has sparked evacuation orders this afternoon. Thanks so much for being with us tonight. I'm Derek Dice.
And I'm Kirsten O'Connor. Here's the latest evacuation map for that last fire Derek was telling you about near Cheney. Anyone living in the area shaded in red needs to get out now. That includes the community of Tyler, as well as anyone living near Pine Spring Road and Highway 904. If you are living in that area shaded in yellow, that means you need to be ready to leave at a moment's notice. Now, Highway 904, which I just mentioned, also known as the Columbia Basin Highway, is partially closed near Tyler right now. The Department of Transportation says that it will be closed until further notice.
We have team coverage tonight. Chief Meteorologist Chris Crocker is taking a look at current weather conditions that are fanning the flames. Meteorologist Matt Gray is tracking where the smoke from this fire is heading and what it could mean for our air quality over the weekend. But we begin with Derek Strom, who is near the fire lines. Derek, what have you learned since our last broadcast?
Derek, I'm here at mile marker 256 along I-90. We're continuing to learn more about the size of this fire. My last update from the Department of Natural Resources said it's about 300 acres now. That's about 60 more than we had about half an hour ago. The Department of Natural Resources also says that there are structures involved. They weren't able to say how many, but I'll work on continuing to get some of those details for you. There's a specialized incident management team that's on its way here right now. And just a few minutes ago, the State Office of Emergency Management said it's been approved to bring more resources to this fire. There's about 10 aircraft on scene, potentially more, dumping water and fire retardant on this fire. And I'll continue to try and bring you those updates as soon as I can. Mile marker 256, Derek Strom, 4 News Now.
All right, Derek, thanks so much. Chief Meteorologist Chris Crocker joins us now.
So, Chris, the weather that we have, I know the temperatures aren't as bad, but the weather that we have is not helping.
No, it is extremely dry, and it's been the weather the whole month of July, the hottest July on record. We've had barely a drop of rain in weeks and weeks, and now everything is just so dry that any sort of start to a fire and it just goes. But things are working in our favor in a couple of key areas. First of all, temperatures. Let's take a look at the fire conditions at the Columbia Basin fire. Temperatures have been in the 80s, low 80s and upper 70s, and winds have not been much of an issue this evening. In fact, just barely any wind at all in that region now. It was a little bit windier this afternoon, but things are beginning to calm down. A little bit more of an issue as we head further north to the fire, the Sewilla fire near Keller, where wind gusts have been in the 13 to 15 mile per hour range today. Obviously very challenging terrain there. And finally, as we go to the Gwen fire down south of Julietta, again, winds not much of an issue. It is the very dry conditions after an extremely hot July. But those couple of things working for us, the light winds and a cool night ahead. Winds across the region right now, you can see, have really calmed down and will continue. It'll be light overnight, very calm, and only pick up a little bit tomorrow afternoon in the 5 to 10 mile per hour range. And it is going to be a cool night across the region. Another big help in the 40s in many locations. 50s will be common elsewhere around the region. Our team coverage continues with meteorologist Matt Gray. He is tracking tracking the plumes of smoke from these fires. Matt?
All right, and you can see that the smoke quite in a vertical base here, and you can see some of the aircraft. There's a lot of aircraft dumping on the Columbia Basin fire right now, but still a lot of smoke activity from this wildfire. It's enough, in fact, to where we are watching it on live Doppler radar. This is a 3D version and just kind of shows you how high that smoke is climbing into the air, thousands of feet high, before it begins to sink back down towards the ground as the winds continue to carry it off to the north and to the east. And so that is going to put some more populated areas in the path of some of this smoke as we continue on through the rest of the evening. So let's show you where that is. Now, yes, this is a radar view, but all the blue and green, there is not a cloud in the sky, folks. This is all smoke that we are looking at. Basically, it's heading right up 904 into the Cheney area and is going to continue to spread out towards places like Marshall Canyon and eventually across Latah Creek and into areas on the south side of Spokane or right up along I-90. And so from Spangle north to the South Hill, we could see some smoke settling down towards the ground from this fire as we head later on into the night. This is a special mode of the radar where everything in blue is basically everything that's not a drop of or a cloud drop or a raindrop. And so we can identify smoke that way too, even though it's most often used for other things. Of course, this is fire season. We've got to kind of improvise when we talk about using our tools to track smoke for you. Same goes for this fire that is burning in the West Hills of Spokane. Yeah, that's not rain over Monroe Street. That is the thick smoke that is hanging up above town. Now, it has elevated quite a bit, so that is good news. However, once again, as we head into the night, and you can see plenty of smoke sitting in that blue and that purple color, basically showing things that are not clouds. Smoke certainly counts as that. It's shaped a little bit different than your average cloud drop, and that's why the radar can detect it. So you could see that smoke rising pretty high into the sky. But as we head into the night, we're going to run into some problems very similar to what we saw in Lewiston last night, which is that smoke will start to settle near the ground as temperatures cool off, and that means our air quality will begin to drop. And so it is unlikely that we're going to get out of this unscathed around Spokane with 2 new fires in Spokane County. We'll keep an eye on things, but it does look like we could see some areas in the unhealthy or unhealthy for sensitive groups range. The LC Valley likely back towards hazardous. I'm working on a smoke model for tonight and tomorrow, and I hope to bring you that at 6:30 with our next update.
All right, Matt, thank you. Now, we'll bring you more on the Gwen fire burning in both Latah and Nez Perce counties a little bit later in our newscast. Right now, we're also tracking a fire burning in Ferry County, the Colville Reservation, that's forced thousands from their homes, including the entire town of Keller. Fire crews say that fire has burned about 47 square miles, but they've managed to get a handle on the heel of the fire along the Sewilla Basin. As of right now, that fire is 10% contained. We will keep a close eye on all of these fires. Be sure to download the KXLY app, turn on those push notifications to get important updates sent straight to your phone.
And still ahead on 4 News Now.
You can prevent an individual from developing the full-blown addiction syndrome.
New information on how being online impacts your teen's brain, how it's impacting their attention span, plus what the federal government is doing to protect kids online.
And parents of a teenager are now suing the Meade School District, saying it did not protect their child from an assault while away at football camp. The new allegations coming up.
Connect with 4 News Now on KXLY+.
Save your greed!
Elevate your game at Spokane Tribe Resort and Casino. Our expanded gaming floor now features over 900 of your favorite slots, plus all new table games. Only at Spokane Tribe Resort and Casino. You just win here.
You heard what the doctor said, right, Dad? These pain meds, they're no joke. And this, it's an opioid. They can be very addictive.
But I need my strong pain medicine.
I know, Dad, I understand. Just make sure you only take what the pharmacist said. And keep it in this locking bag from the pharmacy so it's away from the kids.
Yeah, I hear you.
I'll put this in the locking bag.
Yeah, I appreciate you.
Protect the people you love from opioid misuse. Lock up your medication.
I'm Michael Baumgartner, and I'm running for Congress because we can't afford liberal, reckless spending anymore. We all feel it. Inflation is robbing seniors and hardworking families of the money they need for everything from gas to groceries. In the state Senate, I lowered taxes and helped seniors and veterans. And this year, I fought against the big spenders that wanted to increase your property taxes. I'm Michael Baumgartner, and I approve this message because your family deserves to keep more of your hard-earned money.
Did you know that if you shave, 1/3 of what you remove is skin? New Dove helps repair it. So if you shave it, Dove it. New Dove. Replenish your skin after every shave. Shake up your shower with a flavor for every feeling. This Dove freshens you up. This Dove winds you down. This Dove leaves you glowing. And this Dove keeps you going. So whatever care you care about, there's a Dove for everybody.
It's time for summer fun. But before you pack up your picnic baskets, round up your beach balls, or even gather up your friends, AutoNation Volkswagen wants to make sure you've got the perfect ride for a perfect summer. Drive a new Volkswagen Atlas or Atlas Cross Sport with 0.9% financing for 60 months, or a new Tiguan with 1.9% financing for 60 months. Go to AutoNation Volkswagen today. What drives you drives us.
Stay refreshed at Spokane Tribe Resort and Casino with your chance to win up to $5,000 cash in the Coolers of Cash giveaway. Earn entries by playing your favorite slot machine and double up your odds every Monday and Friday with 2 times the entries. Only at Spokane Tribe Resort and Casino. You just win here.
Welcome back. The parents of a teenager are now suing the Meade School District.
The 32-page tort claim filed on Wednesday claims the district did not protect their child from an assault while at a football training camp in June of 2023. Marissa Rio is here with the details.
This claim is related to this video, which is from Meade High School's football camp in June 2023. As you can see, it shows several Meade players pinning down an underclassman while another player presses a massage gun into his groin area. According to the tort claim, the parents of a former Meade High School sophomore are seeking damages to compensate for physical and emotional harm. They are also asking that a remedy is put in place to put an end to any other similar assaults. Court documents also allege that white upperclassmen at Meade High School targeted younger black players during football camp in June 2023. It claims one of the players told a coach that he felt a group of the older white players were going to rape him, but staff didn't do anything about it. The claim alleges that the player was later pinned down and attacked. The parents who are suing the school district claim that their son told the players that they needed to stop. He was then allegedly retaliated against, and this video shows the incident that followed. The tort claim says Meade School District did not follow legally required reporting obligations, did not inform the parents, and made no meaningful effort to stop the assailants, allowing a permissive culture of hazing in their boys' athletic programs. According to the Spokane County Prosecutor's Office, the Spokane County Sheriff's Office recommended that all 5 players be charged with 4th-degree assault, which is a gross misdemeanor. But since they were minors and had no criminal history, the prosecutor's office was instead required to refer them to a diversion program under Washington state law. So as of now, no charges have been filed. To see the full tort claim, you can pull out your phone and take a picture of the QR code. It will take you directly to the story on our website at KXLY.com. Now, there is a status conference scheduled for November 1st. We will continue to update you with any new information as soon as it becomes available. In studio, Marissa Rio, 4 News Now.
All right, Marissa, thank you. The Meade School District told 4 News Now they are aware of the claims and in a statement said, in part, we recognize that litigation can be an inherently difficult process for all participants. The district does not want to make the process more difficult for the involved students or their families by debating the matter publicly.
Well, back to our Fire Watch coverage tonight. We're tracking a wildfire burning in both Latah and Nez Perce counties that is forcing families to evacuate. This fire is burning northeast of Lewiston and south of the town of Julietta that is currently under level 3 or get out now evacuations. And we have this photo from the town of Myrtle as well, which is about 15 minutes south of Julietta. And in it you can see those homes, those families' homes that are just across from the river. According to the Idaho Department of Lands, multiple buildings have been destroyed already. There's no word yet on if any of those were homes.
Now, many in the area are scared they won't have a home to return to once crews get a handle on the fire. A woman who lost her house in a wildfire near Kendrick just last week showed up to an evacuation center to help people who were forced to evacuate. Our Alexandra Cohen-Yards is in Moscow with her story.
This might not be the sight or sound you expect coming from someone who just lost their home.
I went out and took a look, and I could see the smoke boiling up down river from me.
Marcia Schofler lost her home a week ago in the Texas fire. She was washing cherries when her neighbors knocked on her door, telling her a wildfire was burning a mile away from her house. I asked her what her home was like.
The favorite spot, it was really pretty before the fire came through.
Schofler was living on land that has been in her family since her great-grandfather. Her home was burned down and her forest destroyed.
So I started thinking about what I needed to throw in the Jeep, and the fiddles were the first thing.
Today, families in Julietta had to do the same thing, leave their homes and property.
We've had multiple houses and other structures be lost, and it's devastating, of course, for those families.
The Gwen fire caused the evacuation in Julietta. It has already destroyed multiple structures. Officers told me Friday that the unpredictability of the weather makes it hard to know the future impact of this fire.
Well, necessarily, it's scary and uncertain. There's a little bit of chaos and worry. There's people's homes that could potentially be taken in a fire.
Despite the uncertainty of what might happen next, both the Nez Perce and Leyte community has stayed resilient. Coffee shops here in downtown Moscow have given out free drinks. Churches have opened their doors, giving out free meals, showing the strength of this community.
It's one thing I can do. I'm a fiddler, so I can give them a tune.
In Moscow, Alexander Konyarts, 4 News Now.
And Idaho State Police have also closed 25 miles of Highway 12 because of the Gwen fire. On this map, you can see the closure from Highway 12 from Spalding to just west of Orofino. And Highway 3 is also closed through the town of Julietta. There's no word yet on when they could reopen. And take a look at this video of a man trying to escape the flames of the Gwen fire. Just terrifying there. You can see how close the flames were to the road in Julietta.
So scary. Well, a 61-year-old man is now in jail for stabbing someone in West Spokane yesterday afternoon. It happened in a parking lot near Brown's Addition on West Sunset Boulevard. According to police, Richard Coons stabbed the victim after mumbling something about owing him money. The victim was already on his way to the hospital when officers arrived, but Coons was nowhere to be found. Later in the day, investigators say Coons returned to the scene of the crime and was arrested.
A 13-year-old boy is facing arson charges in at least one fire that police say was intentionally set on the South Hill in recent weeks. Spokane police say they identified the boy from surveillance footage. Early this morning, they say they found him hanging around another South Hill business with a flashlight, and they followed him to someone's home, detained him, and then took him to his father's home. That boy was arrested for arson and malicious mischief. Police say they have their eye on an 11-year-old boy in relation to other recent fires on the South Hill. Detectives believe the fire is costing the owner of the car wash that burned down $160,000.
Your Saturday planner: winds will be generally light tomorrow. Hazy sunshine from area wildfires, a high of 87, which is exactly average. I'll be back with your 7-day forecast.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Travel for Adventures is brought to you in part by TourMosesLake.com.
This summer, don't sweat it. Bill's Heating and AC has you covered with the best prices on air conditioners and heat pumps. Guaranteed. With over 3,000 5-star reviews, we're the locally owned company you can trust. Our expert technicians provide fast, reliable service to ensure your home stays comfortable all season long. And should you ever have an issue, we're open 7 days a week to provide immediate help. So what are you waiting for? Call Bill's Heating and AC for your free quote today.
Home. It's both a place and a feeling. At yours, you strive to make new memories. Create traditions, share stories, find the fun, embrace the surprises, and celebrate moments big and small. Memories are made at home, in every room, in every moment. Make your house feel like home at the Tin Roof.
Visit AutoNation Acura Spokane Valley for attractive offers on a new vehicle.
Embrace the magic, celebrate friendship, and share the joy at Disney's Frozen the Musical.
Now on stage at First Interstate Center for the Arts through August 4th. Get tickets today at BroadwaySpokane.com.
Next ET, one-on-one with Jenny Garth, remembering her 90210 co-star Shannon Doherty. Plus, we're with the Marvel stars taking over Comic-Con.
It's a team effort.
Next ET.
Watch 4 News Now at 6 and Entertainment Tonight at 7:30.
GMA Monday morning. We're about to surprise one small American business with a $50,000 grant live. Why? You don't want to miss this. Plus next week, Matt Damon, Neve Campbell, and Carrie Underwood all live on Good Morning America.
All right, here's another look at the wildfire burning about 9.5 miles west of Cheney. The Columbia Basin Fire is what they're calling it. Started around 2 o'clock this afternoon. As you can see, smoke filling the air there. We have a helicopter about to make a water drop on the fire at any moment here. And with current conditions, some of it the smoke rather, will make its way to us here in Spokane.
Yeah, this has just been quite the fight. It looks like a lot of tankers, a lot of different aircraft working right near Cheney to get this fire under control. We've been continuing to follow this since 5 p.m. and it really doesn't seem like the crews, they just keep coming.
It is so dry that the fuel for these fires, even with the cooler temperatures and the lighter winds, it is just consuming that dry fuel with no problem whatsoever. And we've also been watching this fire there west of town. The live picture, it doesn't do it justice. We've been watching from the Skycam. I went and looked out the window and it is much more dramatic. I'm sure people in town are wondering what in the world. And oh boy, I wish you could, if you squint, you can see this is the second air tanker I've seen move through that plume of smoke here in the last 5 minutes. So they are obviously getting it from the air as well. Otherwise marring what is a beautiful evening across parts of the inland Northwest. It's 81 and sunny in Spokane. Gorgeous view down Veterans Memorial Bridge on I-90 in Coeur d'Alene, where it is 79 degrees. A cool day today. We are going to be warmer this weekend, warm, dry weekend. Obviously, there are going to be smoke concerns, and that is a work in progress with new fires developing. Showers next week, a possibility, and then the heat will return in the 7-day forecast, back in the triple-digit business. Forecast wind gusts, this is obviously one of the most important things with these fires. We'll go through the weekend. Light winds overnight, light winds to start the day on Saturday, less than 10 miles per hour in most locations. And I'll pick up a little bit in the afternoon on Saturday, up to 10 miles per hour. Sunday morning, little bit higher than Saturday morning, and we may see wind gusts close to 20 miles per hour on Sunday. Doesn't sound like much, but when you are on the fire lines, a 20-mile-per-hour gust can be significant. Temperatures will be warmer than they have been the past couple of days. We'll be back up around average in the mid-80s in Spokane and Coeur d'Alene. 80s just about everywhere. A few 90s on the map: Omak, Grand Coulee, and Lewiston. And these numbers can be impacted up to 10 degrees if the smoke is thick enough. The smoke really has a big impact on temperatures. 82 in Spirit Lake, 88 in Meade, almost 90 in 9 Mile and downtown Spokane on Saturday. And we'll be in similar territory again on Sunday. Your temperature trend showing right about average through the weekend. Then we dip below with our chance of precipitation, slight chance. And then we start warming up again, triple-digit heat potentially as we head into the following weekend. And the 8 to 14-day forecast, we are in this dark red again, doggone it. So we are heading up to potentially another heat wave. Your planning forecast: 80s for the weekend, sunny but hazy sunshine with varying amounts of smoke and air quality concerns. Cool overnights for the next couple of nights in the 50s. A slight chance of precipitation Monday and Tuesday, primarily over the mountains. And then we dry right back up again, heading up to 100 degrees on Friday. Kirsten?
Thank you, Chris. And still ahead, during this broadcast, Boar's Head is recalling over 200,000 pounds of deli meats. Find out if any of the packages in your fridge need to be thrown out.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Upgrade your home's busiest areas with waterproof flooring built to last. This month, take it off the wish list and get it done. At Floor & Home, you dream, we install. Love the home you live in.
I'm Mike Kelly. As a business owner and citizen, I feel Olympia's overreach, just like you. That's why I'm running for Washington State Senate District 4 to push back.
Mike Kelly will safeguard families, secure a prosperous future, and is committed to accountability.
Washington's made mistakes, but there's hope. I know because I've made mistakes and made a comeback. So let's work together, because Washington's worth saving.
Paid for by Mike Kelly for Washington, Republican.
Welcome to the Drive Like a Pro League. Today we've got Kevin facing off against his Thursday commute. Let's see if he can bring that safety A game. He's off. He makes room for a cyclist, and he's already got pedestrians up ahead. He gets the stop. Incredible. Let's take another look at that. Kevin showing excellent technique. As soon as he approaches the crosswalk, he applies that inside brake pressure. The crowd can't believe it. Be like Kevin. Drive like a pro.
Stay ahead of your moderate to severe eczema and show off clearer skin and less itch with Dupixent, the #1 prescribed biologic by dermatologists and allergists that helps heal your skin from within. Serious allergic reactions can occur that can be severe. Tell your doctor about new or worsening eye problems such as eye pain or vision changes, including blurred vision, joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma medicines without talking to your doctor. Ask your eczema specialist about Dupixent.
If you're driven by an adventurous heart, you're in luck. The 2024 Subaru Outback shares your spirit. With standard symmetrical all-wheel drive and up to 32 miles per gallon. Plus, 97% of Outback vehicles sold in the last 10 years are still on the road today. The 2024 Subaru Outback. Go where love takes you.
Drive new Outback models with 2.9% financing for 72 months at AutoNation Subaru.
Upgrade your home's busiest areas with waterproof flooring built to last. This month, take it off the wish list and get it done. At Floor & Home, you dream, we install. Love the home you live in.
4 News Now is brought to you by Click It RV.
We are continuing to follow breaking news out of West Spokane. Here is a live look of smoke filling the air from that fire. It started burning about an hour and a half ago.
Yeah, we've been watching it from our station here, and our Jordan Smith is as close to the fire as firefighters will allow him to be. So, Jordan, what can you tell us?
Yeah, I mean, right now, limited information. You can kind of see here, I'm on Government Way Road, and there is a police officer who is blocking off access to this road towards where you see that black plume of smoke out of the top of the trees there. We don't know what caused this fire. We don't know quite how big it is, but we do know that, you know, since I've been up here in the last 30 minutes or so, these dark plumes of smoke, those are kind of new. It was kind of a lighter color, white, and in the past 5 to 10 minutes, we've seen multiple fire engines race by here on Government Way Road, and they've gone up the hill there trying to combat these flames. And in the last little bit or so, we have seen air support arrive. I've seen a couple of helicopters and 1 or 2 airplanes. Right now, it still seems like they're trying to get a handle on this thing. And I'll check back later on in the show once I have a better idea of the acreage, the size of this thing. But the good news is the sheriff's office tells me the flames were last seen moving away from houses up the hill here. So there's at least that silver lining for now. But I'll check back with you guys in just a little bit.
great piece of news to
That's
hear.
right. Jordan Smith live for us. And I think we do have some reporters that are in downtown Spokane right now. Hunter Bertram sent in a video, and you can see flames from downtown. So many of you may be watching from outside and coming in and watching the news at the same time and kind of wondering what the progress is on this firefight. We're going to continue to bring you updates from Jordan and from the fire crews. Well, Boar's Head has recalled more than 200,000 pounds of ready-to-eat deli meat because of potential listeria contamination. Federal officials say the recall includes all of Boar's Head liverwurst products and a variety of hams, bologna, salamis, and bacon. Customers are warned to look for the establishment number 12612. 34 people in 13 states have been sick from the sliced meat. The potential outbreak has been linked to 33 hospitalizations and 2 deaths. If you have this product, throw it out or return it. A new study is shedding light on how too much internet usage can affect a teen's brain.
This as the Senate takes steps forward on 2 bipartisan bills to protect adolescents online. CNN's Brian Abel reports on the study's findings and the path forward.
Teens diagnosed with internet addiction often struggle with muddled attention spans. A new study in the journal PLOS Mental Health could explain why. Neuroimaging uncovered disrupted signals between brain regions that are important for controlling attention and working memory. The findings are similar to the ABCD study by Professor of Psychology Dr. Chandra Sripada and others, who says understanding the internet's impact on our brains is an important first step towards battling potential addiction.
If you know what the markers of vulnerability are, you can prevent an individual by intervening in the interim. You can prevent an individual from developing the full-blown addiction syndrome.
In Washington, the Senate waging its own battle, taking steps this week towards passing 2 bipartisan bills aimed at protecting kids online.
Predators can exploit or target kids. And for kids who struggle with mental health, social media can magnify their anguish.
One bill focuses on improving privacy. The second requires social media companies to provide better protections for minors. That includes giving guardians more control and limiting certain features like autoplay.
The technology companies have brainiacs that they've hired. That's all on one side. And on the other side, you've got a teenager. And the competition is not fair.
In Washington, I'm Brian Abel reporting.
All right, here is a live look once again of the fire burning outside of Cheney in the Tyler area. When we come back, we'll have the latest on this fire and a look at when conditions that are allowing this fire to spread could improve.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Democratic candidate Carmilla Conroy doesn't fit our district. She's soft on the border, wants higher taxes, and Obamacare for everyone. Democrat Carmilla Conroy is too far left, and that isn't right.
I'm Michael Baumgartner, and I approve this message.
Next ET, one-on-one with Jenny Garth, remembering her 90210 co-star Shannon Doherty. Plus, we're with the Marvel stars taking over Comic-Con.
It's a team effort.
Next ET.
Watch 4 News Now at 6 and Entertainment Tonight at 7:30.
I started taking care of my mom about 5 months ago. She has dementia, and then being newly diagnosed with lung cancer, my mom was unable to stay in her home. Balancing work and caregiving has been a struggle. Knowing that Wall Cares will be available relieves a lot of stress. Having access to those funds would have helped so much, financially and mentally, because life is unpredictable. Wall Cares moves with you, even if you move out of Washington.
It's time for summer fun. But before you pack up your picnic baskets, round up your beach balls, or even gather up your friends, AutoNation Toyota wants to make sure you've got the perfect ride for a perfect summer. Now you can take advantage of 1.99% financing on a new 2024 Toyota Tundra or a Tundra 1794 edition, over $7,000 off. Go to AutoNation Toyota today. What drives you drives us.
Woo! How you doing back there, son? Living my best life, Dad!
It's the Coeur d'Alene Casino's $257,000 trucks and boatloads of winning giveaway. On July 27th, play to win extra play cash and a 2024 Chevy Colorado Trail Bus or a 16-foot low fish and ski boat grand prize.
Are we done yet?
This is getting heavy!
We can do this all day! birthday, son!
Make your summer dreams a reality with our $257,000 trucks and boatloads of winning giveaway.
Winning is just the beginning.
Fred's Appliance Clearance Centers are your one-stop shop for top-quality appliances at unbeatable prices. Top brand closeouts, factory blems, open box, and distressed inventory arrive daily. Take advantage of incredible discounts with savings you won't find anywhere else. Hurry in with Fred's Clearance Center's huge selection of heavily discounted name brand appliances. The inventory moves fast. For the best deals on appliances in Spokane, see either of Fred's Clearance Centers today.
We are continuing to follow this breaking news of a wildfire in southwest Spokane County, right near Cheney. Here is a live look at fire crews battling this fire. They're calling it the Columbia Basin Fire, and it's burning just off of I-90 outside of Cheney. We have watched multiple tankers and aircraft dumping water, and they are continuing to do that tonight. This fire has triggered evacuations. People are leaving their homes tonight, and it's closed Highway 904 near Tyler.
Yeah, here is the latest evacuation map. Level 3 orders, meaning get out now, are in place for anyone near South Columbia Basin Highway and Pine Spring Road and Carmen Road, south of Pine Spring Road. Let's go live to our Derek Strom once again with the very latest on this fire. Derek.
Derek, I'm here at mile marker 256 outside of I-90. This fire is burning about 300 acres in total. That update from the Department of Natural Resources hasn't changed in the last half hour. They also say structures are threatened by the fire, but they weren't able to give me any information on how many or if any were lost in the fire. We're also continuing to see aircraft. There's at least 10 or more aircraft on scene. They're dropping water and fire retardant on the fire. Specialized Incident Management Team is on the way, and the State Office of Emergency Management is also authorized to bring more resources to this fire. I'll continue to bring you more updates as they become available. Mile marker 256, Derek Strom, 4 News Now.
All right. Derek, thank you so much for that update. And as he mentioned earlier, there's a lot of brush and trees in that area, but as we know, as far as we know so far, no homes burned in that fire.
But it's extremely dry. You can just see right behind Derek's live shot.
Oh, yes. And if you've been out in the brush or in the forest, you crunch. It is so very, very dry, including the area where we've been watching this fire west of town, too. I can't believe my eyes with this sky cam looking to the west from our station here at 500 West Boone Avenue at this growing fire west of town as well. I want to show you our relative humidity around the region right in Spokane and Coeur d'Alene in the teens. It is so dry out there. We're in the midst of our hottest July on record, and the percentage of usual rain over the last 30 days now, this is the driest time of the year. So, 27% of zero is still pretty low, but we are very, very dry across the region. We've had no precipitation in Ritzville, just a fraction of what we would expect in Spokane and Pullman. Things improve quite a bit as you go up into North Idaho, but the Columbia Basin through the West Plains, the Spokane and Coeur d'Alene area is unusually dry. Fire behavior right at the fire. Things are actually fairly cooperative in terms of our weather. The winds have been extremely light, not initially when the fire was just started, but this evening the winds have calmed down dramatically, and it is cool, 76 degrees. And so a couple of things working for firefighters, and we're going to be heading down into the 40s for an overnight low out on the West Plains. That is also going to be helpful with light winds overnight and through the day tomorrow. Meanwhile, we are seeing so much smoke put out by fires around the region, and that is where meteorologist Matt Gray picks up our team coverage. Matt?
Well, and Chris, as you can imagine, the air quality in Spokane is about to become a very hot topic with that fire burning on the west side of town here. So we can show you where the smoke is basically using our radar. So this is, even though it looks maybe like rain over there, in fact it is the smoke plume that's being reflected there and reflected back back to the radar down on the West Plains. So you could see that those areas in blue and green, that's the smoke moving over North Spokane and gradually drifting north of Hilliard and even up as far as the Meade area and into places like Orchard Prairie. So this for the north side of Spokane, at least to start off with, into the west central neighborhood especially, or if you live along Northwest Boulevard. If you commute along Northwest Boulevard, look, this smoke is likely going to be headed in your direction as it settles down back closer to the ground later tonight. For now, you can see those squares on your screen. Those are the air quality monitors in North and Central Spokane. For the most part, good air quality for now, but you could definitely smell that smoke if you step outside, especially in the west central neighborhood and in the downtown area. Now, we have been able to see that smoke plume a little bit on our satellite picture. You can see that kind of white smudge as we loop this over the last hour. You can also see smoke stretching across the entirety of South Spokane County and even moving towards Lake Coeur d'Alene. That is the smoke from the Columbia Basin fire, and up to the north, that other red X on your screen, that is the Sewilla fire. So more smoke heading into places like Stevens County and into places like Newport and Sandpoint later on tonight. So here's the latest smoke model. Unfortunately, I don't think it's doing a good job for the Spokane County fires. So I expect it to be a little bit more dramatic than what you see there on the screen around Spokane locally, just because some of those fires are so close. And so it is a good idea. In fact, it is a great idea to shut the windows for tonight with that smoke, that new smoke from those fires in the area. And we're likely going to see more hazardous air quality once again with fires near the LC Valley as well.
All right, Matt, thanks so much. A new lawsuit is challenging a controversial Idaho law that went into effect earlier this month.
That law restricts private and public libraries and schools from having materials that might be harmful to kids. A coalition of schools is calling the law unconstitutional. McKay Cunningham, an Idaho-based lawyer, is representing a number of private schools that are challenging this bill. Cunningham believes the bill's language is too vague and would prevent libraries and schools from having things like health and science books, which have pictures of human anatomy.
And a law like this has the state legislature supplanting its value judgments with regard to what is good for minors, what is harmful to minors, supplanting its judgment for that of Idaho's parents.
Cunningham goes on to say there are Supreme Court cases dating back to the 1920s, which demonstrate that this new law violates the First Amendment. Cunningham believes parents should be able to decide what their child is exposed to, especially in private schools. There's no timeline for when this case will be heard in court. And hey, drivers, starting on Sunday, there are going to be nightly closures on the Hamilton Street Bridge you need to know about. The bridge is going to close around 7 p.m. and reopen at 5:30 in the morning. During that time, crews will be making repairs to the bridge deck. These nightly closures will last until the end of the month. The city recommends using the Division Street to get in and out of downtown Spokane. Well, a local baseball player is taking his talents to the college level, but the road hasn't always been easy.
His career is almost cut short due to a rare disease, Julian.
Yeah, imagine one day you're running around healthy as ever, and then the next you physically can't get out of bed. That's what he was going through. We have the story of what this young man had to overcome next in sports.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Mainstream Electric Heating, Cooling, Plumbing.
Frozen is Disney's latest hit Broadway musical. From the producer of The Lion King comes the show audiences and critics are melting for.
Now on stage at First Interstate Center for the Arts through August 4th. Get tickets today at BroadwaySpokane.com.
Join us at Mission Park Saturday, August 3rd for the Snap Resource Carnival in collaboration with Community Health Plan of Washington. Everything is free. Enjoy face painting, games, delicious food, and more. Gear up for the new school year and grab free school supplies, sports physicals, and a back-to-school outfit while supplies last. Learn about the Working Families Tax Credit and see if you qualify. Join us for the free Snap Resource Carnival at Mission Park, Saturday, August 3rd. See you there.
50th, dead last. Washington has the lowest number of law enforcement officers per capita of any state. That's unacceptable. As governor, I'll fix it. Public safety is my top priority. I'll hire more police and first responders, create a statewide response unit to tackle the fentanyl crisis, and invest the $1 billion I won from drug companies to increase treatment. Washingtonians must feel safe and be safe for our state to thrive.
Calling all captains. Whether you're a pontoon pirate with a large crew or a solo rider who carves up glassy lakes, all wakes lead to Allsport. Allsport has a huge selection of Sea-Doo watercraft. Who has it all? Allsport has it all. Join our local team in celebrating 40 years in business. Financing available on Can-Am, Riker, Spyder, and more. If you're looking to make 2024 the most adventurous year yet, then have it all at Allsport. Just off I-90 in Liberty Lake.
As the fire of love grows,
I am falling.
I'm falling for you. An old flame could burn it all down.
What is going on? I can't do this.
New Bachelorette, Monday on ABC.
Secrets of bread.
So that will freshen it up again.
Next, Inside Edition, how to keep your bread fresh.
I recommend misting the bread with a little water.
And why you should never, ever store bread in your refrigerator. Then, the Black Swan murder trial. Ballerina on trial for shooting her husband to death. She claims it was self-defense. Next, Inside Edition.
Watch 4 News Now at 6 and Inside Edition at 7.
All right, once again, this fire is burning west of downtown Spokane, and it has triggered level 2 evacuations, meaning anyone in the area shaded in yellow here on your screen, this is again west of Government Way, near Fairmount Memorial Park there, needs to leave at a moment's notice, be ready to leave at a moment's notice. That includes everyone living west of North Government Way to North Rimrock Drive.
And we have been watching this fire growing. Our Jordan Smith is as close to the fire as the firefighters will allow. Jordan, you said in our last update that you saw some black plumes of smoke. Have things been improving?
No, it just seems like there's just these barrels and barrels of black smoke that keep billowing out into the sky. You can kind of see there in the middle left part of your screen there, that smoke. That seems to be the source of a lot of these flames. We've seen a lot of air attacks head in that direction here. They kind of get lost in the tree line and how thick that black plume of smoke is. I was just talking with that sheriff's deputy up there, and they did tell me that Government Way is closed from Greenwood all the way to Wistox Way, rather, just to allow those emergency vehicles to get through and be able to attack this fire from pretty much every angle. But yeah, as you can see, there's some air attacks coming through here, some planes darting out from those black plumes of smoke, trying to attack this thing from above and prevent it from spreading. But right now, it just seems like that smoke is relentless, and you know, we're just doing our best to get to the most up-to-date information. Still no idea exactly how big this is, but we'll still keep trying to get that information for you and check back in later on if there's time.
All right, Jordan Smith live for us. Thank you, Jordan.
And of course, one of the many fires that we are covering, this one, the closest to the city of Spokane, we'll keep an eye on it for sure.
Well, many high school athletes dream of playing sports at the collegiate level, but for one local baseball player, the road has been tougher than most.
Sports director Julian Minnesone is here to show us how a Lakeland High School catcher almost had his dream taken away.
Well, there aren't many things Jace Cooksey loves more than baseball. It's the reason he gets out of bed in the morning. But there was a time when even getting out of bed was a challenge, and playing sports didn't seem like a possibility. However, for Jace, nothing was going to stop him from getting back on the field.
Now plate number 9, Jace Cooksey.
Jace Cooksey always wanted to be a baseball player.
There you go.
I like to keep going.
Until one day, the game he loves was almost taken away.
It all really started when I was in 4th grade. I was just at one of my baseball games, and I think I was pitching or something, and I just felt like a really sharp pain in my arm.
And then he kept getting sick, kept getting fevers, and his shoulders and legs would be all locked up to where he wouldn't be able to move. His general practice pediatrician said, we're going to send you to Sacred Heart Children's Hospital immediately. We already have a room for you.
Jace was diagnosed with systemic juvenile arthritis, a chronic condition that causes pain and swelling in the joints throughout the entire body, making it difficult to move, let alone play baseball. What was the tough part about growing up with systemic JIA?
Just everyday things, like walking. I couldn't even lift my arms up like that.
Seeing him in pain is the hardest, but just not being able to do anything that could help him, that's devastating.
Systemic juvenile arthritis affects 10 to 20% of children with JIA. Jace was worried his playing days were over.
It was definitely a scary time, not knowing what was going to happen, if I was going to be like that forever.
In the midst of unbearable pain, it was being without baseball that hurt him most. Monthly shots and countless hours of physical therapy got Jace back on his feet and back on the field.
Yeah, Bob! I never thought I was going to get to go back out there, and the second I got to go back out, it was just like, wow, this is great. I took that for granted for sure.
Jace played in almost every game for Lakeland High School last season, enough to earn a scholarship to continue his career at Arizona Christian University.
I never thought I'd make it that far, like not in a long shot.
It's cool to see his perseverance and optimism, and just to see him work through that.
And now Jace is ready for any curveball thrown his way.
There you go! I guess I just hope it inspires other people to believe that they can do things that are just out of reach.
And many of Jace's friends and teammates don't even know he's been living with systemic juvenile arthritis. In fact, this story is the first time they're finding out. Jace didn't want any special treatment. He just wanted to be seen as a baseball player. And when he takes the field at Arizona Christian next season, that's exactly what he will be. Now let's send it over to Alex Crescenti, who has a look at some local Olympians.
Yeah, Julian, every 4 years we gain that level of patriotism that simply does not exist for the other 3.5 as the games of the 33rd Olympiad officially open today in Paris. That includes 592 athletes from the United States of America and our Captain America, LeBron James, leading Team USA across the Seine today. And many of those athletes are from our region, including 20 from the state of Washington, 3 from Idaho, 8 from Oregon, and 2 from the state of Montana. But that is nothing compared to the state leader of California. They have 144, by far the most in the country. Meanwhile, at the collegiate level, there is no shortage of athletes from our region, including 7 Washington State Cougars. C.J. Allen will be making his Olympic debut in the 400-meter hurdles. Former men's basketball player Josh Hawkinson will be representing Japan. And women's soccer player Trinity Rodman already scored a goal for USA earlier in their opener this week. Likewise, the Gonzaga Bulldogs will be well represented as well at the games, but it's entirely in basketball. Did you expect anything less? Yvonne Ejim still has one more season in Spokane, but she is an Olympian for Team Canada. And then the men's side has plenty of big names, including Kelly Olynyk, Rui Hachimura, Andrew Nemhard, and Mark Few is an assistant for Team USA. Now, a lot of the action is going to get started tomorrow morning, and the games will run through August 11th. Reporting in studio, I'm Alex Crescenti. 4 News Now. We'll be right back.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now and STCU are recognizing volunteers who make a difference in our community. Today we honor Susan Osborne. Susan is the executive director of Spokane Helpers Network.
It's really wonderful when people come up to us and let us know how much they appreciated receiving food when their cupboards, refrigerator were bare.
Susan is the driving force behind Spokane Helpers Network, delivering resources and necessities to neighbors in need.
Thanks to STCU for helping to make sure volunteers count.
My love, all my kissing.
The award-winning Spokane Valley Summer Theater presents Buddy, the Buddy Holly story, featuring some of the greatest rock and roll songs ever written, including That'll Be the Day, Peggy Sue, La Bamba, Chantilly Lace, Ray Vaughan, and more. Running July 26th through August 11th. Tickets available now at sbsummertheater.com or call 509-368-7897.
Welcome to the Drive Like a Pro League. Today we've got Kevin facing off against his Thursday commute. Let's see if he can bring that safety A game. He's off. He makes room for a cyclist, and he's already got pedestrians up ahead. He gets the stop. Incredible. Let's take another look at that. Kevin showing excellent technique. As soon as he approaches the crosswalk, he applies that inside brake pressure. The crowd can't believe it. Be like Kevin. Drive like a pro.
The festival at Sandpoint is back for its annual summer series from July 25th through August 4th. Headliners include Colby Calais and Gavin DeGraw, Maren Morris, Lee Brice, Blues Traveler, Trombone Shorty with Big Boy, and more. Come check out the festival at Sandpoint from July 25th through August 4th. Tickets are selling fast. Get yours today at festivalatsandpoint.com.
Watch live with Kelly and Mark, weekdays at 9 a.m.
4 things to know about your weather. It is going to be a warm, dry weekend, but obviously we're going to have smoke concerns throughout the entire region with wildfires burning just about everywhere. Some showers are possible next week, but the heat is also going to return next week. The end of next week looks like we may be back in the triple digits. Your planning forecast this weekend, temperatures will be in the mid-80s. That's right about average with mostly sunny skies, light winds on Saturday, make it a little bit of a breeze on Sunday with wind gusts to 20 miles per hour. 20% chance of showers on Monday and Tuesday. The best chance of rain will be over the mountains, and then we are back up at 100 degrees by Friday of next week.
Thank you, Chris. And here's a look at ABC's primetime lineup tonight.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app. We're